It's a grim anniversary for Jews across the world, as today marks 1 year since the brutal attacks on Israel by Hamas militants. Our own Jake Force spoke with a political science expert who is also a member of the Mount Sinai congregation in Wausau to learn more about what the anniversary means. Jake?
Dan, a grim anniversary indeed, but over the last several months, the conversation has shifted more towards how this conflict can be brought to an end. And with the increased involvement of Iran, the conversation has grown even more difficult. But for many Jewish people, the anniversary comes at a time when they are supposed to be celebrating and not mourning.
So it becomes between Rosh Hashanah, which is the New Year, and then Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement.
As Jewish people across the world mark the one-year anniversary of the brutal attacks by Hamas in Israel on October 7th of last year, UWSP political science professor emeritus and member of Wausau's Mount Sinai Synagogue, Ed Miller, spoke on how his congregation is remembering the lives lost as well as those still being held as hostages.
Some special prayers were given for those who died and are captured in the October 7th in both Rosh Hashanah and will be in Yom Kippur, which is this weekend.
From both his political science and Jewish backgrounds, Miller said he thinks most Jews in America are greatly concerned about the rise in anti-Semitism, but he added that when it comes to the war itself, many of them still have mixed feelings.
Certainly, they don't like what occurred, which is the worst since the Holocaust and killing of Jews on October 7th. But I think many of them are not supportive of what the Israeli government is doing.
Miller also said that in order to bring an end to a conflict that seemingly has no end in sight, the first step is ending the violence and starting a dialogue.
The fact is there needs to be a ceasefire. And within that ceasefire, there would be a return of the hostages that are still living.
Miller also said he wants folks to understand that there's a difference between Jewish people and the nation of Israel itself, saying, quote, "They're not the same," unquote. Dan?